Hey guys, Jon Parsons here. As you guys probably know, I could not make the meeting today. I'm in the process of moving, so therefore I am recording from my new kitchen. We have 5 or 6 different scenarios here that we need to go over, and what we will do is try to find the quickest and easiest solution to the problems. Okay, starting with number 1, we have an account. This is one of our clients who needs to accumulate $500,000 in 20 years. We need to figure out how much this client needs to deposit today with an interest rate of 15%. Now, as I was looking over this, 15% is a good rate, especially for this day and age when it comes to the financial markets. We use the present value formula, and that's future value divided by 1 plus R times N. And anyway, what I'm getting there is $500,000. R is 15%, that's our rate. N is our 20-year mark. And what I'm looking at is $30,543.68. So that is what this client needs to deposit today to have $500,000 in 20 years. That's with the interest rate of 15%. Question 2. What is the future value the client plans to invest $200,000 for 5 years, and the interest rate is 5%. So what we're looking at here is $200,000 initial investment, guys. Interest rate is 5%, another good interest rate. 5 years, that's kind of a small, a smaller time frame as far as the investment goes, as far as the actual accumulation of money goes. So what we're looking at is $200,000, 5 years, 5%. Use the formula I equals R times T. So what we're looking at here is 5% on the rate, $200,000 initial investment. T is the time frame, that's 5 years. So this is our principal rate and time. It's PRT once again. So if you look at this, guys, 5%, the 5-year mark, $50,000 is the future value. Question 3, we have an initial investment of $100,000. We want it to grow to $300,000 in 10 years. This is a typical client. We see these guys every day. $100,000 could be a 401k rollover, could be an IRA, could just be a savings account, a CD. I mean, we see these all the time. So we want it to get to $300,000 in 10 years. Initial investment is $100,000, 10 years. We want it to go to $300K. Once again, the interest rate, guys, it's kind of simple to figure out here, 20%. If you look at the 20% interest rate, that takes you from the 100 to the 300 within 10 years. Okay, question 4. Our company is looking into purchasing an annuity that will pay $50,000 a year for 10 years at an 11% discount rate. Now remember, the discount rate essentially just means interest rate. The discount rate is kind of confusing just by the terminology, but I mean, that's the interest rate. 11% is what we're looking at. The rest of the question goes like this. What is the value of the annuity on the purchase date if the first annuity payment is made on the date of purchase? And what I'm looking at, guys, is 11% interest rate, which is the discount rate. We want the annuity to pay $50,000 a year for 10 years to our company. That is profit for the company. What I'm looking at is $294,461.60. It's with the 11% discount rate or interest rate. Question number 5. What is the rate of return required to accumulate $400,000 if you invest $10,000 per year for 20 years? This is another client we have. It's a typical client. This is like a flexible account, a flexible annuity. So this client wants to invest $10,000 per year for 20 years. And all these payments are going to be made at the end of the year or the end of the period. So the rate of return required, what I'm looking at here is 10%, guys. This is 10 times 20 equals 200. This would be 200 times 10%. Rate of return is 10% or $20,000. Okay, here is the most difficult question, and it kind of, I would consider it a trick question. In the financial sector, we have two investments, and we're going to choose between these two investments. We have two projects here. One project is Project A. Initial investment is $10,000. Project B, the initial investment is $55,000. We need to know here, this was a big question, I think, earlier in the week in the meeting. Which project would you select and why? You know, one would look at the initial investment in most cases, $10,000 compared to $55,000. So you're investing less compared to the $55,000. So what we have here, after looking at the formulas, we have a negative net present value with Project B. I'm looking at around $5,262, whereas with Project A, we have a positive net present value of $2,434. So even though the initial investments and the investments in years 1, 2, and 3 look a little bit higher, that does not necessarily mean that more money will be brought into the company compared to the 10,000, 5, 5, and 5. You know, we're getting a positive return here. No matter how little it is, that's still better than having a negative net present value or negative rate of return. I mean, anyway, with the payback method, you know, there's things to look at. You know, discount rate is 10%. We know about discount rate as the interest rate. You know, that's the rate of return. And once again, we're looking here at Project A being a better choice with the payback method. Project B would take around 3 years with the payback method. So once again, Project A. Guys, hate to make it so quick. I hope I answered the questions to where you guys could understand them. Once again, I apologize for not being at the meeting. I'm finishing up on moving, and I will be in the office bright and early tomorrow morning. Thank you.